Twitch chat is addicted to bad mid-range decks, so we're gonna tee one of those up next year. So we've got some bits of interaction with Umbral Juke, Inscription of Ruin, and then some discard spells with Predation and Check for Traps. We've got some shocks here as reach/interaction. We've got the Spider Queen, as well as Tybalt the Cosmic Imposter at the top end of our curve here to generate card advantage. And then I've got Dragonkin Berserker here, which is just like an okay stat line threat that can like block early against aggro and pressure control. And then as the game goes long, this is a 2-drop that turns into a must-answer threat, right? Like, even if it dies when it attacks in the mid to late game, you can spend 5 to make a 5/5 dragon. And if they can't kill it inside of combat, it threatens to do that every turn. So very reasonable, just like early game threat that upgrades the late game. Paladin is similar. While not quite Knight of the Ebon Legion, this is a mana dump that we can put mana into to beat our opponent down with. Also, if we have this on 1 and we don't have a turn 2 play, we can use this to make a treasure, which lets us ramp inside of our red-black deck, letting us get to, Spider Queen or Tybalt maybe a turn ahead of curve. This deck gets to play a ton of utility lands. Shatterskull Smashing, I think, is likely still very good. And I'm starting with 7 creature lands, which is a little on the high side. We might dial that back as we play some games. I'm gonna start high and pull back as opposed to starting low and building up. I'm also not quite sure if Den of the Bugbear is better than Hive of the Eye Tyrant or not, so I want to get a feel for drawing those and see how things go. I think we mulligan a hand with no plays till turn 3 on the draw. Well, this is match. This is our first game with her today, Jabrizi. She was okay yesterday. It's gonna hit him for 5 here. I don't think there's any reason to play into a counter spell. Huey Hippie, thanks for the follow. Good afternoon. That's interesting. Untapped land. Sedge. Our deck's playing like 30 lands, right? Could someone fact check that for me? But I'm pretty sure I remember putting 30 lands in my deck. But remember, it's cards that involve rolling dice that are ruining Magic with variance. So untapped land here lets the Den of the Bugbear kill their Planeswalker. So naturally we'll brick. Oh, this sacrifices Planeswalkers, right? Yeah, sweet. How many cheer badges are on this channel? You currently have the 5K one. They go all the way up to 10 to 100K bits. There's technically more after 100K bits, but they're just variations of the ones at 100K. At 10K, you get a whale emote, and at 100K, you get a golden whale. So if I fire up the Den of the Bugbear, this dies, right? Because all of these can attack currently. It puts one into play that tapped and attacking. So the change that Magic Arena made to their log files made it so the graveyard is currently not functional on the overlay. The tapped out folks are able to do a workaround to get the battlefield and deck working, but they have not been able to manage the showing the graveyard. Arena is supposed to be fixing the change that they made, so that should be coming back, but in the short term it is not there. Meta Magic Missile, thanks for the 26 months. Welcome back. See this, chat? This is bait. Do I offer up Valki? The answer is no. I think we actually leave both of these back, so that way we could threaten to double block this next turn. Yes, WotC confirmed the log files not being there was a mistake that will be fixed. Listen, he's a very scary knight, chat. Ooh, they're gonna finish the dungeon, chat. They're gonna finish the dungeon. I don't know what I was expecting for the dungeon completion in terms of animation, but I was expecting something more than nothing. So, do I attack? Yeah, they're just dead, right? Because this has Menace. We could double activate the Paladin. Okay. Paladin's pretty good. Think there's something to this Paladin card, chip. Okay. Let's check for traps. Let's try and get him. Survey says they drew the land. Never lucky. The part where they play the 4th land on curve. Kind of surprised they didn't do that to try and hit the land drop. Take the Retribution here. So this is going to get tagged by a Skyclave, but we can go land, rune, kill the Skyclave, get a 2/2 next turn. Well, now we just Shatterskull, right? This takes 4 to kick up, so it's 9 to kick, so that's just like never happening. I just mind rot them next turn. Might just take the 2 for 1, huh? Unless we draw something relevant. Planeswalker would be ideal. Huh? You know, I'm just gonna do this actually. Get our hit in, get our value token. Sorcery speed removal up here. Okay, that's a nice one to have for down the line. All of the creature lands are playable. Yep, need one more for the Cosmic Imposter here.
Are you enraptured by my beauty? Do what I demand.
Do what I demand. It is worth noting our deck.
Go, my children.
Our deck does not have ways to gain life. So we do have a little bit of maximum on how much this can do. Make no mistake. Buried by my planeswalkers, chat. We need to keep winning at one life. Hey, good game, Jake. Good luck in the rest of your laddering today. So, Chariot's the best card in their hand by a lot. So I think we just take a Chariot, and then we'll check for traps again next turn and take the other Chariot. Missing the land drop probably means we're dead here. It's honestly impressive how often our 30 land deck has bricked on its land past the cards in our hand. Like we're on 23 lands and 7 spell lands. Which was actually one of the things that looked most appealing about building this archetype when I was putting it together. Was like, our deck gets to play half lands and like not really be upset about it, because we get like 7 spell lands and 7 creature lands. Like we have 30 lands and only 16 of them are just lands. That's true. The shuffler is as rigged as the earth is flat. The truth is out there. Wake up, sheeple. What's going on, Steel? Life is swell. We got a early rotation queue on Magic Arena. That's been sweet so far. It's only best of 1, but the games have been good. Power level's been dragged down in a way that's really pleasant. I am a trained professional, just not at this. So I'll throw this in the corner. And then my big expensive spells are suddenly going to be very, very bad here. And they unfortunately have Prismari Command to kill Valki before we can turn him into the 3/4. I definitely caught myself trying to mouse over things on screen a few times yesterday when I was watching other people after I went offline. So I assume they're gonna kill this Valki and like make a treasure or loot in response here. letting me untap some mistake, because if I draw an untapped land, I can make it a 3/4 in response to their shock. I never draw an untapped land because Magic the Gathering, but, you know, no justice. So, ideally, they, like, kill Valki, we crack them for 3, they play the thing out, we make them sacrifice, then we untap, draw a land, and get to Spider Queen. Would be ideal. And if they don't play out their dragon here, and they pass with the counterspell up, we'll just go ahead and Umbral Juke for another 2/1 here. Magic is better both without Eldraine and without companions. Lukewarm take. I'm willing to give that Searing take here for you. Come on, untap land so I can activate this Den of the Bugbear. Oh, come on, untap black! Untap black! Untap black! Untap black! Come on, one time! Fuck you, Magic the Gathering. That's so fucking frustrating. Just unreal. Just every game. I'm gonna put an extra on always untapped land in the deck. For people that think that concession was out of rage from missing the land drop, it was, but also we just couldn't win that game anymore from that position. Well, the opening hand algorithm is only for your opening hand. It doesn't dictate the contents of the rest of your deck or the order of them. So the hand smoothing isn't particularly relevant when we're looking to draw land on turn 2. The mana is definitely a struggle in this format. Actually, playing with the 2-color decks, I've been able to cast my spells consistently when I have lands to cast them. The problem hasn't been, oh, I have lands and can't cast my spells. The problem is we have 30 lands and can never draw a 3rd, 4th, or 5th. The fact that we have so many good utility lands in this game actually means, or in this format, actually means that you're able to play plenty of sources of your colors. You just don't, you get to play plenty of sources of your colors. You just play more lands total to get them. And then naturally they're gonna draw a thing that lets them curve with this, I would guess. Oh, just Power Word, that's great for us. So now we get to check for traps, clear this, and then shock this. It's perfect. Gosh, and we drew a 4th land? Who am I? They have an actual hand smoothing algorithm. So, for best of 1, Magic Arena draws 2 opening hands simultaneously, and whichever hand has closer to the average number of lands in your deck in it gets, gives you that hand. So it basically just tries to mitigate some extra mulligans you would take due to having all lands or no lands, which is fine. I think that's actually a good thing. Go to the other side of the room from Declan or go upstairs, please. Okay. You can hang out in here for a minute if you want. I love you, Jakey.
I've been ready to use it to play mini cards. You have some strong cards.
I should play all the strong cards?
Yeah, if you have like 1, Yeah, okay, you could put them in defense.
5/5 is a lot of toughness. You're not wrong. Lumbering Falls, thanks for the 2.5 years. Welcome back.
Yeah. Why is it walk above time?
When I say welcome back, it means that someone subscribed to your dad's stream, which means they gave us a little bit of money so Dad can do this for a job.
To do bad job.
Yep, because Dad likes doing this as a job. So he says thank you when people let it be his job. We're not chump blocking this turn, so I think we just attack for 1.
I think we need. So, double guy. And we have 1, 2.
So, I disagree with you, Duck Doolittle, that a free mulligan in best of 1 is better, because free mulligans make aggro decks better. I think simply trying to mitigate mulligans due to flood or screw, as opposed to giving people a free mulligan so they can mulligan for a better curve without a penalty, is not ideal.
Hey, Daddy. I think I need to take something.
What do you tell me?
So we have 7 health, and we have 50 health. And we need some, and we have to do some defense.
We do need some defense, you're right.
Yeah, a what defense?
I agree. A
Yeah.
lot of defense is ideal.
Yeah.
Defense! Defense!
Defense.
Can you clarify the hand smoother? No, it draws 7 cards twice, and it looks at, yeah, the cards could overlap. So it draws 2 7-card hands, and whichever of the 7-card hands has closer to the average number of lands that your deck should produce in it, it gives you as a player.
Yeah, if it's like a room, it'd be like a dragon on the floor, and like some kind of fish, just sideways. So like a dragon, but like a dragon.
They do look like dragons, don't they?
Dragon because.
Cool. This is a solid stabilization from us here, huh? And then Tibalt came down to generate card advantage at the top end.
Maybe we might be go real.
No, look at, they don't have any board, and we have all these cards. So they have a little bit more life points, but we have way more powerful cards.
Oh yeah. Powerful. Oh, he had 1 card.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and send all of these here, but we'll send the Paladin here, because it has Menace, and they can't block it.
Yeah, charge!
I agree. Charge indeed.
Charge and call battles! I mean, make sure with battle.
Yeah, but open deck lists aren't something that are ever gonna happen on the ladder, Duck, so it's really not worth considering.
Oh, good idea.
We did find a bunch of untapped black sources at the end there. And honestly, like, that game there where we flooded a little bit is a great example of why... I'm good, buddy. Oh, it's why I like having 30 lands in our deck, because our deck is much more likely to lose when we screw than when we flood.
I know. And sometimes you can't just screw up.
Sometimes the cards screw up, and that's okay.
Yeah. What happened?
You know what we say when the cards screw up? Shake it off and move on to the next game, because not everybody gets to win all the time.
What?
Even your dad loses, and when you lose, you have to be a what?
Oh, powerful penis.
What do you have to be when you lose, Jacob?
Be a careful.
Be a good loser, yep.
I can't see a bit where you put my wobble on the wobble with my eyes.
This hand's tough on the draw. I feel like we're supposed to mulligan. It just doesn't have any plays until turn 3.
Oh, maybe let's just change the cards. Maybe we need to change the cards. That might be a good idea.
We're gonna bottom the Predation here.
Good day.
Solid curve here, 1, 2.
I think we have to put some couple cards. Let's just put some 2 cards. Yeah, very good.
Want to make sure to play Buggy Boy on turn 2 here, because this comes into play tapped if you have 3 or more lands.
Yeah, Buggy Boy is very cool because he can shoot Poco.
But again, isn't he kind of cool?
Yeah,
He's got his club.
Yeah, but he could still variable on you.
Buggy Bear's going clubbing, Jake.
Yeah, he's going. Video hot thing.
I think I play around Jawari Disruption with this. There's a good chance it just gets, like, hard countered for 3 mana, but I think it's worth playing around the Disruption here. We can afford to.
I think we need to get some vocal. I think we get some vocal. And then we have a pretty good defense. We have some bold cards, okay? When we have some bold cards, I think we can have a good defense, right?
Need a better defense?
Yeah.
We're the aggro deck here. We need to be and beat down.
Yeah, but we have to get a bunch of...
I think we just pass with Umbral Juke up. Umbral Juke makes us an instant speed threat if they have a... This plays into a Shadow's Verdict, which I'd prefer not to play into. And Umbral Juke also kills the dragon if they play Desert next turn.
Hey, Daddy.
Hey, Jacob.
So what jungle? The bio one or the gold one?
Or the what one?
Which one? The bio one? Oh, black one.
The swamps? Well, we're using both of them. They're working together. Teamwork makes the dream work, my dude.
Wait. And we combine B2 together and make a swamp fortress.
I think this is supposed to be a spell
Wait.
against the control deck.
I don't...
Hey, there's the disruption we played around earlier.
What a disruption.
The disruption would have disrupted our board.
What about me?
Our board is the things we have in play, or our cards.
If I be go make the other card check to appeal.
Here's hoping. Ooh. You discard 2. Bin 'em. You're adorable, child.
I think we meet a pretty good defense because we defense kind of weak, okay? I beg my defense kind of weak. I think I like a weak figure or 2 do 1 damage, so let's just get some other cards. Okay, let's get some.
Working on it. Our little spirit token here. Isn't he cool looking? He's a little is an inkling.
Spirit token!
So I'm hanging on to this shock because their 6 mana Liliana goes to 2 after she plays an edict something. So this can finish off a Liliana. Obviously we'll use it for the last 2 points of damage if we get there, but on the meantime, in between time, I'm gonna hold on to it, I think.
I think we need some... Oh, we had 2 shots now. That's awesome. That's
I do.
Yeah. 2 shots are good. 2 shots is good, right?
Yeah, Juke really like, people have been talking about Soul Shatter versus Juke, and Juke really showing off its flexibility this game, right? Like, being able to be a threat that was instant speed against the control deck was powerful.
And attack our shit.
Yeah, the Bugbear seems real good here.
Oh my god.
That's super unfortunate.
Oh, a water type. Really?
Alright, so I want a Spider Queen or a Juke here.
We need a Spider Queen. We
We do not have a Spider Queen, and I think we're dead, Jake. I think we were pretty far ahead here for a little bit, but the opponent's top of their deck just much hotter than ours. They peeled after being empty-handed, they peeled a removal spell for our Dragonkin Berserker, and this make them block the land. This has Ward 4 while it's untapped. So the shock does not do it. And for people that aren't familiar with this card, it draws them 3 cards next turn. So this game is over, unfortunately.
And I got pure boss.
And unfortunate that, like, that game seemed to be going pretty okay for us, and we drew one of our cards that we'd like to sideboard out here. Sad that we're unable to play best of 3. A deck like what we're playing gains a pretty big boost from best of 3 being able to cut its bad cards in a control matchup like this and bring in more relevant cards. Like, for example, there's a good chance in a post-board game that shock is a card that kills the Desert Dragon there. Okay, don't just hum loud like that, bud. Unfortunately, I have to mulligan here with no black source.
Big bet. Oh, better one.
This is fine.
Better.
We'll bottom Valki here, and we'll play this tapped on one. We'll go Den of the Bugbear into Berserker into Inscription.
I know I eat. What my Shoko done? What if the Shoko do?
Which one? This one?
Yeah.
This is the Inscription of Ruin.
The what?
Inscription makes our opponent discard cards.
Just pull it back.
So, would I rather... Maybe I'd actually rather play Valki here, huh?
Oh yeah, Valki like.
I think I should have gone Shatterskull tapped Valki.
Oh, Shatterskull tap Valki. We're back. Okay, what's Shadow attack Valki? Tell me all about Shadow attack Valki. Keep a guard up.
So powered word kill. Can't kill angels, demons, or devils, but kills gods. Sure. Can I get a flavor judge ruling on that?
Kill the gods of the battle. Kill the gods of the battle.
I think we want to take their Shadows verdict here. Yeah, it feels like a flavor fail to me too. Alright, let's see if they drew a removal spell. They did not.
Okay.
Hey, Jetharin, thanks for the 22 months. Welcome back.
If they were to do toast killed today. That toast killed today. Toast killed well. I need
Dragon artwork's real sweet.
We good defense.
Against the blue-black deck, we're not on defense, we're on offense.
Oh yeah, defense. Then yo, and me,
Huh,
kill them.
they're a Sedgemoor Witch deck. That's interesting.
Attack it.
Dragonkin Berserker really getting to flex its muscles here.
Oh yeah, he has.
Just a cheap threat that needed to be a must answer, and they didn't answer it, so now they're super far behind. Well, this gets cheaper for every dragon we control, right? Nice.
Okay, here we're toast. We're toasty, Bea. Cook the toast. What this? I got toasty everywhere but they put out.
It's easier to boast when you have dragons around. Fair.
Like a potion. That's cool.
It's a lizard person. Yep.
What if that killed her? What kind of creepy?
That seems fine, right? We have threaten to threat with the Den of the Bugbear in our mana.
Oh, the treasure room! The treasure room! The dragons! I think the dragons that fight.
The dragons do kind of look like they're gonna fight, huh?
Yeah. Maybe we could make a lion if we can somehow I know we make a mod. Maybe we could make a mod in this.
Oh, you want a mod for Magic Arena?
Yeah. Maybe we could...
Arena's not cool like Minecraft. You can't mod Magic Arena.
Oh, why?
Because it just doesn't have mods.
Or maybe we could make a... Maybe we could go make Rosalie at mod. Oh, yay!
I think the Cultivator here because it's the ramp spell. And then we have Shock lined up to kill their Emergent card for next turn.
I got a good idea.
Sure, good idea.
Maybe we'll wait to make big dragon bite. Maybe we could get big baby dragon at a call, so we could use them in battle.
Yeah, you could do all sorts of mods for paper magic.
Paper magic.
But this ain't boomer magic yet.
Boomer. That I am the boomer. Everyone is. I mean, the boomer mod.
You know, honestly, I really think this card is like a pretty ideal power level as far as rampant growth effects go. The fact that it's like a rampant growth that gives your opponent counterplay.
I think that guy used plant cards, but he was like a plant. So.
We just check for traps here. I think we just check for traps. So we know they have a 5-drop.
Yeah, I check trap, but
It's like a trap to me.
it will wait. Check the trap.
So they could trade this with this if they want. It doesn't seem like a very good exchange for them.
The dragon.
Mr. Orange, thanks for the follow.
The dragon. The dragon. The dragon. The dragon. Dragon. The dragon.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and attack with both of these. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and let them take the hit here. I don't want to like go to evolve it and then have them fight in response.
Look at all the treasure. Wait, I got a good idea. Why can't I put some defense? High defense. We mean some pretty high defense.
So in response to scale the heights,
I'll rip it off a temple.
we'll activate this. So this way, if they want to fight this and get their card back, they have to trade the forest.
Yeah, but I have to try the berry because.
And if they fight in response here now, they actually don't get to draw the card or gain the life either. So
it is a choice.
it is a choice. You're right.
What do you want to
I think they made the wrong choice, Jacob. I think their choice is good for us.
I bet the choice is red. Well, agree. We want to go.
You know, honestly, I'm just gonna Dragonkin and to take their threat again here. Cause like, we are only 1 mana off of Tibalt, but like, we could also just like start boasting this if they don't have a 3/4. Oh, that's true. I need to remember that the treasure exists.
What to do is this?
Treasure exists.
Yes. Drink some water because they're hungry. They're bumpy day. Yep. Wait. Whoa.
Cover your mouth when you sneeze, Playgrat.
Look at that guy. He got two ragged. I don't water it bio. Oh,
This is fine.
Oh, he got.
Low end to keepable.
We had a big dragon.
Do I... So I want to play the Hive of the Eye Tyrant on 2. And I might want to play Dragonkin Berserker on 2. So I think I Shatterskull Smashing on 1.
I think that dragon back this one.
Yep, the dragons are sleeping, you're right.
Yeah, but matching because they were like a winner. I think that winner would just go to that one.
Thanks for the follow, Past Alligator.
I make them mad because I need about treasure. Whoa.
I think our first play is likely to just eat it here, so I'm going to go ahead and lead on Valki, I think. This also gives us kind of a lay of the land to let us know how to sequence. Wait, why do you look like kids now? Come here. What do you think, chat? Does Jake make a decent owl? Alright, so Dragon, Prismari command. How do we feel about just land discard spell take their dragon here, huh? The Pelakkas have been pretty good so far this set. Okay, I love you, dude. Go play. Thank you for visiting. Honestly, I think all of these are discard spells here. Hey, Waterfalls, thanks for the 43 months. Welcome back. This is the high quality content I signed up for. Good to know, Demox. Okay, so... we probably just do this again, right? Just like take this Magma Opus. Opponent with the small mistake here. Magma Opus was the only card I could take there, so they should have made a treasure. So they have Shatterskull Smashing in hand, and I'm like not beating a Magma Opus if they resolve it, so I think like just playing this out into that doesn't sound particularly good to me. I think I'm just like happy to beat down with the Hive until I have until we have mana to Valki. It could be right to play the Dragonkin and make them pull the trigger on this before we get to Valki, I guess. We played earlier. We played blue-red dragons and black-white angels, and they were both super reasonable. Yeah, I'm gonna take the draw too, right? But the first time we've cast him all today, no. It's better than Remand in a lot of ways, because it also bounces permanents in play. Yes, Aldrin's Epiphany is a card that probably should be banned. Okay, so... I think I want to lead on the Juke there rather than the Tibalt, just because they have so many cards in hand. They made a treasure token. That just means their hand is all gas. Or they just like take 2 extra turns and we die. Hey, thanks for the biddies, Beetle. I was working on a program before vacation, having a hard time remembering the name, and it's buried in a 9,000 record folder. Yikes.
My job here is done. I'll be.
Well, we have their dragon, and I still have my creature lands. I guess if they have their 4th divide by 0, we get into trouble here. For fuck's sake. Just 4 of those and 24 cards. Well, that's super frustrating. We've had zero Spider Queens and 21 cards. There's my lady. I'm sure they drew a counterspell. They saw a bunch of cards. They've only had one Sot coming so far.
My children drench their hands in the blood of my enemies. A gift in exchange for loyalty.
To be fair, we cast Tibalt 4 times. That's true. Technically correct. One could argue is the best kind of correct.
Go on, run. But we will catch you.
Oh. We have so many sequencing decisions here. Am I supposed to check for traps? I almost feel like I'm not. Code Monkey, thanks for the 13 months. Welcome back. They have arbitrarily large amounts of mana. Spending my mana to push damage there might be wrong. Because of Eldrauns. Welcome back, Code Monkey and Thread Menace. Good afternoon.
Our time is over.
They might have had that extra turn spells in hand. Not checking for traps there might have cost me the game. Hey, thanks for the 10 months, Ninja. Try and close this out. I think they're supposed to double block the Paladin here. All these things have menace. Well, that's terrifying. Hopefully they're still dead. They topped one, which would imply... I feel like the top implies that they're not dead. Nope, they're just taking some redraws. They have infinite mana. That's fair. Bottom. Alright, we topped one again. Okay, creature land they can't activate. I've got 2 creature lands I can activate. There's a part where they have, like, the deal 2 to everything at instant speed. Like, Crush the Weak or something. Crush the Weak's their absolute best possible play here. Fuck, they have Magma Opus. Oh, God. Man, what a fucking tilt of a game. Just... Oh, man. I feel like I must have done something wrong at some point there. No, we're just dead to the Opus. They can animate the creature land next turn. And Faceless save in. Again, another one of those games where if we're playing a post-board game, my 2 copies of Shock are relevant Magic cards with the text box, instead of having to spend 2 Shocks to give them 2 treasure tokens on their Goldspan Dragon. The Portable Hole will find a place in Historic or Standard. It's a very format contextual card. Like, what removal spells are playable depends on what cards people are seeing play. I'd actually be kind of surprised if it's that amazing inside of Standard. Standard's usually not about hyper efficiency. I think Magic would be better without cards like Aldrin's Epiphany in them. Never having printed it would have been the best thing, but unprinting it would be the second best thing. Alright, well... If we draw an untapped land next turn, we get to activate Dragonkin Berserker and take the game over. He says before they peel a removal spell. Okay, and that's a land that doesn't activate their Faceless save in. So this attack is free because this isn't a snow land. And I have first strike, so if they double block, we eat their 1/2. I'm gonna play this out just because their deck is obviously full of discard spells, so we're so far off of actually casting it, I might as well get a 2/1 rather than turn on one of these cards if they top deck it. Hey look, it's another land that doesn't activate their Faceless save in. Alright, that one activates Faceless save in. So Dragonkin is done attacking until we draw an untapped land. Alright. So, if they don't peel a removal spell, we can upgrade our 2/2 to a 5/5 flyer next turn. Really? This attack seems super loose unless they drew a removal spell, right? No, believe it or not, despite Reddit's many complaints, the Exalted Book decks aren't actually that good. Requires your opponent to not have an instant speed removal spell. It requires them to not be able to destroy an artifact, and requires you to survive until turn 6. And it assumes that you have triple white to cast the book, and snow mana to activate Faceless Haven. I get that once it gets set up, it can be kind of frustrating to play against, but it's a lot of moving parts. If you go back and watch the set we played with it yesterday, we lost to basically every good aggro deck. Even some not so good aggro decks, because, like, you know, turn 6 is forever. Yeah, basically that, Erasmil. The combo deck wins if you don't interact with it. I don't want to play interaction. Well, then just win faster, right? You just, like, people, they don't want to play interaction, and they also don't want to play an aggro deck. So, like, I don't know what you want. You're going to lose to it if you don't want to interact and you don't want to play aggro. Play against Sparky if that's the case. Sparky's always there for you to beat up, chap. Honestly, the way these games have been playing out, I might cut... I'm playing 4 shocks and only 3 of the 1-drop black creature. I might switch that ratio. Go to 4-1 in the other direction, or 4-3 in the other direction. Having more proactive threats seem good. There haven't been a ton of decks that shock is good against on the ladder. Attack first, check for traps after, chat. It's a tried and true strategy. I take their card advantage here. Wait, is this card bugged? You choose a non-land card. If an instant or a card with flash is exiled this way, they lose 1 life. Otherwise, you lose 1 life. I lost a life there, right? So this card is bugged? It just, like, literally always makes me lose a life? Am I understanding this card's text correctly? Okay, I'm just making sure, like, it's a new card. So, like, I could just, like, be an idiot and not be understanding the text, but... Okay. Good stuff. So... Dragonkin Berserker gets Sought coming out of their hand. And then next turn they drop to 4, they play a land, they suspend this, and then we Inscription, take the last 2 cards out of their hand. Seems fine. 47 is quite the duration, Mike. Thank you for the support. Welcome back. Yeah, we're aware of the binding bug. They have made a post about that, and they're aware, and it's getting fixed. Just Nelly, thanks for the 10 months. Warren Smith, thanks for the 29 months. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. All right, well, they get to look for some dragons here if they want. Untapped land. We have yet to lose a game where we've boasted Dragonkin Berserker. Let's not make this be the first, huh? Because that usually happens shortly after. Lithoform Blight. Yeah, potentially as a sideboard card for sure. That it draws Lithoform Blight draws a card when it comes into play, correct? If so, that's definitely super playable. I like this deck a lot, chat, and this is the kind of deck that definitely gets better with sideboards. I think I'm gonna play Insight Esports Standard 2022 tournament tomorrow afternoon. I think this might be the deck I'm gonna play. Hey, JKMN, thanks for continuing your sub. I appreciate you sticking around. So maybe we'll play one more here, and then we'll finish up by making this 60 into a 75. I just don't enjoy playing mirror matches. So like, even though the Dragons deck is very good, I just like don't want to play a bunch of Dragon mirrors. It doesn't sound fun to me. It's not why I play Magic. What's going on, Zombie? The 2022 queue's been sweet. So they've got 2 Barbarian classes. Let's do, and when you roll 1 or more dice, target creature you control gets 2-0 in Menace. Creature you control have Haste. Hey, happy birthday, JKM. Our opponent is planning to roll some dice at some point here, let's see. They're gonna expressive iteration, I assume. And then we'll make a token with this. Give him the juke, chat. Falabox QQ, thanks for the follow. Poor Valky's gonna die. Oh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Great, well. Another land, we get to activate our Thingamahoos its next turn. I think we need to kill this one, right? Because it blocks our 2/1s. Untapped land, please. The Bugbear dens have been very good at attacking. They've not been very good at being an untapped land. Okay, so they're trying to combo us with double Barbarian class? Alright. Hit me, dealer. I think we're gonna get gotcha. Yeah. I believe we're dead, right? Because of the extra 2 from whenever you roll a die. This is 12. Is it exactly 8? Is it 18? Or they have one more? No, it's 20. Just clean 20 ball. 22. 24. Wait. Did they roll? Oh, they get 2 for each set of dice. Sweet. So should have held my shock. If we had held our shock, we win this by a lot, right? So there's 2 things you could do about that. You could complain about the opponent's die roll deck, or you could be reflective and say, hey, I probably should have held the copy of Shock. Alright, at any rate, I like our mid-range deck. That's not a mistake I would have made in a heads-up deck list tournament like tomorrow is. So, what do I want to do to turn this into a best-of-3 deck? I think I want a 4th Paladin. I think I do want 4 Shocks, but I want the extra Shock in the 70 in the sideboard. What board cards are good in this format? Like, what are someone shout sideboard cards at me. Is Duress still legal? Duress is not legal. We would play Flunk for some spot removal. I like that idea. We probably want to board out discards or want to board out check for traps against aggro. I probably want a couple of ways to kill. I probably want a couple of ways to kill artifacts. Yeah, a couple of blight sounds fine. We talked about that. Enchanted land loses abilities and has that. Burning Hands. Oh, Burning Hands is a good one. That's a really good one, right? Maybe I want that more than an extra shock in the board. Is Blight better than Cleansing Wildfire? Wildfire's probably better, huh? Yeah, Wildfire's probably better. It also cantrips. I forgot this one draws a card. What other board cards might we want? Are there other threats I could board in against control for some increased threat density? I probably wouldn't mind a couple more edicts for like the big blue dragon. Black dragon or Shade. Honestly, a mix of those is probably good. Yeah, Shade's still legal. Shade was a card I looked at but ultimately didn't want in my best of one deck. Yeah, some Skyclave Shade sounds good. Is Black Dragon better than Red Dragon is a question. This is recursive, and it has Flash. The appeal of Flash is high. I think I like this better than the Inferno of Mount Stars. Because, like, they're going to have... Like, the control decks have removal spells, right? What was the blue-black deck playing? I imported that earlier. Blue-black, what's the removal suite look like? This was a deck that had a sideboard. Yeah, they've got, like, Soul Shatter and Mauling. I guess I don't have that many ways. Yeah, the end of turn 4, flash it in, untap, play Queen sounds strong. And the dragon, in a way, synergizes decently with Skyclave Shade, right? Yeah, it could be right to have some Soul Shatters in here. I probably don't need Flunks and Burning Hands. What if I Coward split these two? Because Flunk's a little better against white aggro. What destroy? Do I want a couple of ways to destroy artifact? Spell destroy, right? We have playable ways to break artifacts. I guess this is playable against white aggro. I want a couple of ways to destroy malls, I think. Is Molten Blast better than you find some prisoners? Yeah, this doesn't seem very good, though. It seems kind of mediocre. Yeah, I did just get a message that there's a patch. I'm gonna finish building my sideboard here, and then we'll restart before the next deck. Or do you like 2 more decks today, I think? I could coward split these. I like that this just kills the thing, though. Yeah, the flexibility is valuable. Oh, what's the... Yeah, what's the... Is it Blight? Does an extra thing to white creatures? What's the -4, -4, -1 card called? Not Lash, it's a new one. Ray of Enfeeblement. It's white, it gets -4, -1. Would I bring this in against anything other than white aggro? Probably not. Which seems a little narrow. I've got 4 Umbral Jukes in the main Precipic. I might want like a Soul Shatter or 2 as like Umbral Juke 5 and 6, but this tags Planeswalkers. Oh, Flame Skull is another good one. Oh, and this dying triggers a death still. Right? This still counts as having died for Ebondeath, right? Right, it dies when it dies, exiles it. It's not a replacement effect. Yeah, I like that better than Skyclave Shade, actually. Red's a little harder on the mana. I've got 14. Oh, I've got 18 red. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's better for Spider Creep. Doesn't take my mana up constantly. Oh wait, you may play one of those cards. This does take my mana up, but I get a window to do it when it dies, right? And it doesn't require me lands constantly. 2 mana on the curve is a little bit friendly in terms of curve purposes. Oh, that's true. Skyclave Shade is better against counterspells. Alright, I'm gonna stick to Shade. I think I'm playing in a standard 2022 tournament tomorrow, Shep. So they didn't add a queue, but I think I'm going to play in a thing tomorrow. I'll play 1 Ray of Enfeeblement. I'm going to put 1 Soul Shatter in as a kind of 5th Umbral Juke. If foils of any of these cards, we do. Need to get more gems, chat. We're out of gems. We're out of gems. Alright, we'll have to get you later, Forsworn Paladin. Yes, Rufio. That was what I was picking you on. I wasn't sure. That wasn't one I'd hit yet. Alright. I think this looks good. We have game plans for a variety of things, I think. I'll maybe do a rundown this evening, making sure all my ins and outs line up. That seems fine. Flunk has a borderless too. We might spew tonight. And get some more of those. Alright, sweet. We actually just got the notice that a patch was up, so let's restart and do that real quick. Oh, the dragons in the mastery tree. Well, we'll start working our way down that one, shall we?